So for a few years now, ROM hacks has become the big thing when it comes to the Mario fandom, as people are able to create crazy new settings for Mario to explore through, and a lot of people can enjoy it. And as years gone by, the more and more crazy ROM hacks have gotten. Like lately I've been so obsessed with B3313 because it is such a weird experience that, even though that I made a video on it a few years ago, I probably want to make another one this year since the full game has came out, as this ROM hack is so unbelievably good, as well as other ones like this one called Elise. I actually showed my screen and one of my friends asked me what game was this, and I said this was a Mario 64 ROM hack, and they did not believe me because look at this is basically an indie game. But as we always talk about stuff with Mario 64 ROM hacks, I feel like the other N64 Mario games doesn't really get talked about too much. So I thought why not, while doing a revisit of Paper Mario and doing Origami King, throw in a ROM hack video along the way. As there are so many Paper Mario mods over the years, and it's still going to this very day, especially on the Nintendo Switch, with Paper Mario the Origami King Refold being the most popular one so far. Doubly so with games like Thousand Year Door and Sticker Star, as I've been seeing nifty mods lately. But for this video, I'm going to be focusing specifically on the Nintendo 64 version. Because even though things went very smoothly with the Luigi's Mansion ROM hack video, for some reason when I was doing Thousand Year Door ROM hacks, it keeps crashing on me. So I thought why not for this video to be focusing specifically on the original Paper Mario game. As I found a couple of ROM hacks that are really cool that I want to talk about. But with everything out of the way, let's get started. So for the first ROM hack, we have Mario Hates 2025. Now personally, usually when it comes to New Year's, January is always the most slowest and probably the most painful month of the year. But I'm pretty sure things will pick up later on as my name is in Klonoa. Alrighty, so for this ROM hack, it starts off with Mario in his house writing in his diary. As he writes that he's preparing this special moment all year, as he wants to destroy 2025, because as Mario put it, he just really hates the number 5. And so when the time has come, Mario enters the pipe and recollects on what he has achieved this year. And this is the part where you can choose various stats for Mario, as you get to choose how much fire points he has, how much health, how many badge points, or how many badges that he has with him. All of this so he can prepare for his big mission, which is one big boss fight against 2025. But yeah, that's basically it for the ROM hack, as it's basically one big boss hack. Which, despite this being clearly a post kind of hack, it is surprisingly very fun to fight these guys. So I do recommend trying this out. But as for the next hack, we have Paper Mario, 5 letters until doom. Alrighty, so enter a file name. Okay, my name is Leon S. Kennedy.
Your right hand comes off?
But okay, so for this hack, Papery arrives at Mario's house saying that he needs help with a special mission, as he is ordered to deliver a package to one of the Star Spirits, so the only way to get there is with his trusty new starship. This is basically a small little adventure as Mario and Papery traverse to Cosmos to deliver some letters. Haven't played too much of this hack, I only played about 30 minutes of it, but before I played it, it's honestly very fun. I remember going through this chocolate island, where this area gives you a boatload of very nifty items. And then there's this giant starry castle that you have to go through, and there's different dungeons you traverse through. And as for battles, it's mostly the same, but Papery does have one brand new move thanks to the Star Spirit, as now he's basically able to do PK Starstorm. But overall, this was a pretty cute hack, and I recommend trying it out. But jumping to a much more ambitious hack, we have Paper Mario back in Bowser. And if you cannot tell based on its title, this is a ROM hack that takes elements from Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. Okay, I gotta pick out another name, okay.
Come at me!
But anyway, so with this hack, it takes place directly after Bowser's Inside Story when they defeat the Dark Star. As Mario, Starlo, Peach, Bowser, and Frenchie has a small little feast. And I've gotta say, I like how this hack kinda nails the awkward aspect of lunching with friends. Like, Frenchie is asking to Peach if the food is foreign, and all Bowser says, no, it's not foreign, it's just from a different country. And all Starlo could think of is, you don't know what the word foreign is? And when Peach leaves the room to get some food, there's just like this dead silence with Starlo or Bowser trying to pick up a conversation. But the plot of this hack picks up when Frenchie arrives with a brand new cake that Bowser decided to take a snack on. He then suddenly gets sick from eating the cake as it turns out that the cake is loaded with vacuum shrooms. Yep, the same one, as Bowser begins to inhale everything in his path as he swallows both Mario and Starlo back inside of his stomach. And so for this ROM hack, it's basically you trying to escape from Bowser's body once more. Although don't expect this to be very long because it's about 20 minutes. Although don't expect this hack to be very long as it's only 20 minutes long. But despite that, they crammed so much stuff within this hack that it's honestly crazy. Like, I love the fact how they were able to recreate the original Bowser's Inside Story enemies, but in the Paper Mario art style. And then they include these special platforming sections with brand new moves. This is frankly a very cool hack that I recommend trying it out. Now, have you ever sat down and wondered yourself, man, what if Paper Mario was an on-rail shooter? Well, this hack finally answers that question as you board the starship as you fly across the cosmos shooting against some characters. There's nothing really that much to talk about with this hack, but I gotta say, it's honestly kinda cool people are making different genres out of Paper Mario. Like, people have done this with Super Mario 64, so it's kinda weird seeing it with a different kind of Mario game. Now for our next big ROM hack, we have Bowser's Dark Story. In this hack, it takes place in a special AU where Mario and Luigi were defeated by Bowser. And because of this, Bowser was able to take over the Mushroom Kingdom and wiped out the entirety of the Toad existence! Jesus Christ! I know Toads are literally the most hated aspects of the Paper Mario franchise, but what? But as for the hack itself, it's basically a reimagining of the Paper Mario plot, but instead of Mario, everything is Bowser related. As he gets an urgent message that something's going to be afoot at his castle, so he rushes towards Princess Peach to protect her. Now, with the Mario Brothers dead and Bowser being the main character, who is the main villain of this ROM hack? Well, it's none other than Dark Bowser. As they arrive to take over the Koopa Kingdom, and so for their first objective, they are here to take Peach's head. No, I'm not kidding. As after Bowser gets kicked out of his own castle, Fawful and Dark Bowser prepare Peach's execution. And so he traverses through the usual stuff like Goomba Village and go to Toad Town, although this place is replaced with Koopa Town. And you even get these cool little flashback scenes before Bowser took over the world. And I like how they were able to modify the battle system in this game, so instead of wielding hammers, Bowser just punches the enemy and also breathes fire eventually. This is another hack I don't really want to talk too much about because I feel like with a lot of these, it's best to go in blind as possible. Even though a lot of these hacks are fairly short, so I'll leave it at that. And so jumping ahead a bit, we have Paper Desert Bus. In this one, Mario and Luigi's vehicle crashed within a desert, so it's now up to Mario to traverse through the areas and try to get help.
So, lately I've been pondering the fact that, I've always stated that I would do a video on Xenoblade someday, and I usually never get around it, but who knows, maybe I'll finally do it after this Paper Mario Marathon. So, I saw that new trailer for Sonic Racing Crossworld, and, yeah, it looked pretty nice. Obviously I'm not gonna be hyped as it compared to the new Mario Kart game coming out this year, but for what it seems, it looked like a pretty good time, even though I just wish they would do Sonic Riders again. Yeah. Peaches, peaches, peach, peaches, 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 peaches. I love you. You know, if you actually sing the song, it really sounds like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song, the more you think about it.
Okay, I think that's enough. Can we just go to the next hack already? Oh, no. Okay, so for this hack, we're playing Do Not Play, as we're playing through a mindless Mario maze game. Is there an objective? No, there isn't. All you have to do is just wander around in this dark maze and try to figure out if there's an exit or not, and then there's a spooky thing. Wait, what is that noise? Oh! Alright, so after that, I think it's time for another hack, which is called Wario. And you are not going to be prepared for this hack, because it is something truly special for those who really love the Wario. Yep, I definitely think the ROM hack community peaked with this one. Oh hey, is this the Bomb Battlefield painting? Oh, okay, we're traveling through Bomb Battlefield. It's honestly weird traversing through this area in the Paper Mario engine, as usually the areas in those games aren't really as massive compared to the sandbox style of Mario 64. And on top of the mountain, instead of King Bob-omb, we have Wario continues shaking that booty. Oh yeah, something to say. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, so this area is now pitch black now, and it's very ominous.
What is this, freaking Fun to Warriors or something? Or that creepypasta from a few years ago?
But as you traverse to the area, you're suddenly in this little black void, and suddenly Wario's face then shows up, popping out of nowhere. This wasn't even supposed to be a jump scare, it's just the title screen, but... Okay, Wario, if you don't want anyone to enjoy your cake, then I'll just go with Peach's cake. My lord, that was a terrible fucking segue, I am so sorry. But anyway, so with this hack, remember my last video as I said I really adore this section where Peach makes a cake for the Shy Guy? Well, here, it's basically one big cooking minigame, as Peach races against the timer to cook as many cakes as she can. And I'll be honest, this hack is surprisingly very fun to go through, like it's very arcadey. And you're not always going to be doing the exact same ingredients because some of them you have to have cherries on them, while some of them they just want it regular. And after you clear the first area, you then head straight into Toad Town where everything gets a lot bigger and a lot more challenging. If you really like these much more simple arcadey titles, then I highly recommend trying it out, it is surprisingly addicting. And most importantly though, it's cake and everyone loves cake. But if you want something a bit more memey, then you could also try The Book of Mario. So with this, the entire script of the game has been changed completely, as the hacker put it through Google Translate multiple times before it mutated into a completely different story. So the main enjoyment with this hack is just enjoying the script that was hilariously mutilated. And I mean hilariously mutilated because there are so many out of context quotes in this game. But jumping to the much more experimental hacks, we have Paper Stanley Parable. Now with this one, it's basically a choose your adventure story as Mario traverses through this mysterious labyrinth within Peach's castle. As while Mario explores through the area, there's this mysterious narrator that tells you where to go. But if you play the original game, you don't actually have to go through the areas the narrator tells you to go through. Like if the narrator asks you to go left and you said go right, you'll head straight into the kitchen where there's different routes you can go through. The main appeal of this game is trying to find every ending, as this hack is very replayable, so I highly recommend trying it out. Okay, so since this is a ROM hack video, of course I'm going to put Mario 64 somewhere. Welcome to 1000 Year Door 64, which is a hack where you go through the entirety of Rogueport, but in Super Mario 64. Now so far from all of these hacks we've seen, they're very cute and little experimental adventures. But with this one, I definitely saved the best one for last, because if you're very familiar with the Paper Mario community, then you probably know about Paper Mario TTYD 64. As this hack is basically one big expansion for Paper Mario 64, as it draws in so much elements from the 1000 Year Door. This game is also surprisingly very customizable, because when you start the game, you can actually choose where you can start, where you can either choose from the very beginning, or where you actually land in the Goomba Village. So if you don't want to go through that opening cutscene again, then that's an option. The battle system of this game has been refined a lot, as it's basically ripped from 1000 Year Door, as Mario's able to do those trick systems to build up his star gauge. There's also a lot of brand new areas to explore, as some of them hold special new minigames. And within every chapter, there's a special pipe where, if you go in them, you'll get transported into a small little reimagining of a 1000 Year Door section. There was a surprisingly amount of good effort that was put into this hack, so out of all the Paper Mario ROM hacks, I especially highly recommend trying this out because it is so good and a really cool, refreshing way to play Paper Mario 64. And I'll basically wrap up for this Paper Mario ROM hack video, and overall, I had a pretty good time going through all these. I'm usually a big sucker when it comes to these ROM hacks because it's very fun to play Mario 64, or in this case, Paper Mario in a much more weird way. And maybe in the near future I'll do a follow-up to this video, as well as including other Paper Mario games. But as for the next video, we're going to be wrapping up this Paper Mario marathon by talking about the latest Paper Mario game in the series. Now since this game has been around for about 5 years now, I have so much to say about this game, as this is a very interesting title. But that'll do it for today, so thank you for watching and I'll see you later. Bye bye!